Hello to all you people on the internet who like miniatures. I'm Dakian. Today is Monday, the 17th of February, 2020, and it's time to ramble. And starting out, we have the three Discworld miniatures from the Ankh-Morpork City Guard that I painted up last Monday at the game store. Now, the color scheme is a bit boring, but it is the official one as far as I could make out. The sort of mostly orange uniform and the sort of green-gray cloak, which looks a little bit too glossy in this light, but, well, we can fix that. Yeah, they painted up easily enough. They're not terribly complex. They have a lot of character in the faces. It was difficult to get the cigar for Nabi looking actually like a cigar and differentiating it from his pimples or whatever, because it's such a little stub, but it's there. Yeah, not much to say about them really. Let's see what else I painted. And here we have all the bones, all the Reaper Bones minis from the Kickstarter called Bones 4 that I painted this week. As you can see, it's a bunch of Dwergar, not Duragar, Matt Mercer. They've been painted up rather simply. It's not my finest work, not the most detailed, but they're serviceable for tabletop use. And in the background we have a portal. I can bring it forward a bit. I decided to simply leave the center portion completely unpainted because I feel like light reflecting off the plastic gives it a certain amount of highlights. I mean, I've seen people paint this very, very nicely, but it's too much work. I simply painted the bronze and the stone, and I'll leave it at that. Good enough for government work. And yeah, you'll see more detailed still pics of the dwarves at the end, as always. So the ogres aren't finished, unfortunately, even though I had all this time. They're started. I mean, I've worked on the skin and the hair and the metallics and the wood and the skulls a bit. But there's a lot of leather and clothing and gear still. There's a lot of small details on these, and there's big models, and they are metal sculpts, which means they are very detailed. There's simply a lot to do and a lot to think about, and I have to think about how not to make them boring, so it's not just 50 shades of brown, but I can inject some variety, have different colors without making them look un-ogrish, like making them look too fancy, but still not just all browns and grays. But part of the reason I haven't finished them is also that I actually got started on all these hobgoblins, and I've done quite a lot on them. I've done the metallics and the wood and some of the work on the hair. Haven't started on the skin yet on them, but quite a few hours have gone into the hobgoblins as well, which if I'd focused in the ogres, they might be finished, but I wasn't feeling it. So you gotta go with what feels right when you're painting. But at least I have all of these minis. This is like 15 minis here, which are like maybe 50% done, ready for next week to finish them off. And that's something. And here is something completely unexpected. I had second thoughts about bringing the hobgoblins to the painting evening at the store. So I prepped 3 new minis that you haven't seen yet, and they are primed, and I've actually started a little bit on the metallics on them. These are 3 adventuring ladies from Heresy Miniatures. Actually, I think Spyglass Eolith, but it's sculpts that Heresy has taken over from a previous company, a defunct company. I mean, Heresy, the Heresy is a one-man, one sculptor operation, and he mostly likes to do monsters, not so much characters. But anyway, I got these from Heresy Miniatures, and yeah, they're the kind of minis I enjoy painting. And here in the back we have the Slotty, which I have I primed them and then actually base coated with the airbrush. Just some simple base coats to get mainly to remind myself which they are. So this big one is the blue, and there's the red slot, which is the jumping one, and the green slot, which is the magic using one. They probably won't stay these shades of these colors, like I said, just for reference. But, you know, that's also started. So what have we here? It's another package. They're streaming in these days. This one is from Reaper, and it's, well, it's not a big package, but it is very tightly packed full of minis. So I think I need to sort of unpack these off camera. Be right back. So I placed a big order this time, and the reason is, well, there's a bunch of reasons. Well, most of these are, as you can see from the Pathfinder range, they are more Rise of the Rune Lords, like official tie-in minis. And I wanted to get all of them. I still don't know when or if I'll ever run this campaign, but since some of these are out of stock at various points in time, I decided, what the heck. Right now they were all in stock, so I'll just buy all of them at once. That way I have them stored for when I actually get around to playing. And I do have basically everything for the first adventure and about half of the stuff I need for the second adventure already painted up. So, you know, there's no rush. I can start painting again, like I said, if and when I start actually playing. And the ones that are made for that venture are things like the Scarecrow and the Lord Karzug. We have the Scribbler, and who's this? High Lady Troxus. We have Viorian Decanti and Justice Ironbriar. He actually, you know, chronologically, he goes with the Skinsaw Cultists I painted last week, so he should be next. Kalib, the Rune Lord's Apprentice, and Xanesha the Lamia. Then there's a few minis I got that are not officially part of that line, but that are needed for various monsters that appear in the adventure, like another Lamia, for instance, and a Wendigo, and some fairies. So far, that's the stuff. Ooh, see, this box was broken. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Let's see if we can fit it back in. Anyway, the other thing that I decided to get was these two minis. There's a promotion running right now where they have a number of minis with an Australian theme, and just about all the profit from them goes to sending it to Australia to help combat the fires. And so I decided to support that, and I got the two koala miniatures, Hope and Courage, which are like human anthropomorphic koalas. I thought they would be bones black, but they're actually metal. So that's cute. And then I got some bonus minis. The promotion they're running this year is that each month they have a selection of 12 different minis. They're all metal, most of them from their current ranges. They're saying there's going to be one completely new mini each month. And you get one of them for each $40 or euros in your order. So I got two this time. And I went for Crazy Pete the Prospector because this is a mini I've been looking at getting it anyway for Call of Cthulhu. And then I went with Finkel Winkbeard the Gnome. He's a fighter. And I don't have him because I don't have any gnome fighters, I think, currently. Got a bunch of gnome wizards or sorcerers, but and one druid. So yeah, that's a huge bunch of minis. Do I want to, but like I was hinting, I'm going to put the Rune Lords project on hold at the moment. I just store them away for future use. But to start painting for next week, I think I'll go for the koalas. This is like a impromptu thing. I've never painted a koala before, so I'm gonna have to look up some reference to see what colors they are. But yeah, these are now in the queue to be painted. But that won't cut it. I can't just start 2 new minis. We'll have to do some more. Let's see what that is. So I think for bringing to next Monday's store painting session, I'm gonna go with some babes, some bombshell babes, and let's go with futuristic ones this time. I'm gonna limit myself to 2 because I want to spend a lot of time on them. One is called Bug Spray and is some sort of, I don't know, warrior type. Well, she's carrying a gun of some sort. The other is Dr. Helen Salinger. I mean, she doesn't need to be futuristic. This could be modern day, just a doctor. She's got some sort of coat on, rather short lab coat, and a clipboard. But we'll see what we make of that. And adding on some bones projects, more babes, some genie babes. We have the Jinn and the Efreets female ones from the Kickstarter. You might recognize this model. I've painted a copy of this one before. I got a bunch of these as promo minis last year when I placed an order in December. But this is the copy from the Kickstarter. So the last time I painted this one, I just went with my imagination. I kind of took some inspiration from the genie in Aladdin. Not quite as bright blue in the skin. Maybe I'll do that sometime in the future. But anyway, I thought this time for these 2, I would paint them according to the monster manual. I'll look at official D&D illustrations and see what kind of color schemes they have there, and paint them as a Jinn and an Efreet. Now this might seem not a lot. It's only 6 models, but you know, I don't have that much free time, as I mentioned, and also some of these are kind of complex paint jobs. I think they will take a lot of time per model. Specifically, well, the babes, these 2, and the koalas are all challenging in various ways. So I don't want to overload my schedule. Yeah, I think this will be enough to be going on with. If not, well, I'll just improvise and add some stuff. So that was all I had to show you for this week. Thanks for watching this far. Click like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't done so before. Comment on what you thought was especially interesting. And most importantly, join me again in a week. Same day, same channel, same Dakian, who is now signing off.